Hey guys, how's it going? I'm doing great. So, we're one day away from the release of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, finally. Now, a month ago, I made this video about my honest opinions about the game where I covered a lot of, things I wanted to see in the game, some of my opinions about the demo at the time. But since then, we've got a lot more information. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking a lot about the concerns that you guys had in the honest opinions video that I made and just concerns that I've seen from a lot of other videos in the discords. On top of that, I will be talking about a lot of the new information that we also have. So let's get started. Now, the first concern that most people have, and this might even be the biggest concern about the game, is its online only aspect. Now, online only isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's only bad if it doesn't get heavy support from the developers. Like, for example, if a game is online only and it's relying on the interactions from other players and not like a story mode aspect or a single player mode, they need to support it and give people a reason to keep playing it. And this could be done through providing us with new features in updates and listening to the community to see what they want to see in the game rather than just releasing it and not actually adding what is expected or promised for the game. Now, the main concern that I see more often for the online only aspect of the game isn't actually the fact that it's just online only. It's the fact that will it get a offline patch at the end of its, game cycle, I guess. And the problem is that since it is online, all of our save game data is going to be in their servers and in the cloud. So if at any point, by the end of this game and who knows how long they're going to support it for, let's say in the next 5 to 10 years, if they don't add an offline support, that means all the hard work and all that progression that people went through is going to be deleted. And no one wants that, especially if you're paying for a game, you want to continue playing it. And if you're going to shut down a game completely and you can never access it like how the crew did with the first game, it's going to get a lot of hate from the community. Now, another thing about the online only aspect is that there is no story mode, and some people just didn't like that. That is purely based on multiplayer interactions or player interactions rather than having like cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. Now, I understand this completely because personally I really like the TDU games for especially TDU because of that whole story they had. But if we look at TDU 1, the first one, it didn't really have any cutscenes and more of like a storyline. It was just do a race, upgrade, buy a new car, go to the next race kind of thing. TDU 2 was the one that really had that cutscene and the story mode kind of aspect to it. Now, since they are removing that side, they have to compensate it with more features in the multiplayer side of things. And it seems like through the updates and through the recent news that we are going to actually get quite a bit of stuff added into it. It's just a matter of time and we have to be patient. Now, still the main concern is the fact that, will we get an offline patch at the end? Who knows? But listen, I doubt that they wouldn't add it. With all the things that they're saying and they're actually doing, I'm sure an offline patch wouldn't be something crazy for them, right? Once they release all the major updates and add those big features of the game, it's something they can work on. And even if the game isn't set up in a way to actually add the offline patch right now, I'm pretty sure they can do it. Cause look, it's a racing game. As much as they're trying to make it a player to player interaction, that you can still progress and do races on your own. So there's nothing that you have to actually do on like an online multiplayer with the players kind of thing to actually progress. No, you can do it by yourself, but the players are also there and the clan wars are there. If anything, what they can do is create third party server support so that once they decide to shut it down, third party servers can take it over, create their own server so players can still have those online aspects and they can still continue playing the game. But I still wouldn't be worried at all for it. And plus, it's something that's going to be years from now. Now, another one of the reasons why people are concerned for the game is that not everything is going to be on launch. Like, some people aren't even going to buy the game because we're not getting real estate on launch and a bunch of the features that we've seen in previous TDUs, like the casino and all that kind of stuff. Now, look, I understand not everything's on launch, but if, let's say, they took another year or two to develop the game, there's a chance the hype could have died down for it because, look, games like GTA is coming out next year. Forza might come out next year. And again, Forza, to be honest, like I'm not. I like Forza. I think it's a great game. I still feel like TDU is probably gonna be better than them, but when you have games like GTA coming out and they're trying to compete with them, it's gonna be really difficult. And look, the hype could die down and all that kind of stuff. I rather have the game now and they can just add the features in. But as long as they fix the bugs in the servers, which I'm gonna talk about the updates in a second actually, as long as they fix all that stuff, we're good. I'm not one of those people. It's like, bro, the whole game has to be on launch, and you guys have to remember, this is a whole different studio. Already them, you know, picking this project up is a risk for them because there's a lot on their heads right now because they have to hold the reputation of TDU and they can get a lot of hate for it. But recently from the community, it seems that the hate's kind of dying down and people are starting to respect them for what they're doing because they're actually showing that they're listening to the community. Now, another one of the concerns is the updates. Some people are just scared that they're not going to add enough or they're not going to add what they say they were going to add. And they say they're gonna add something, and no, they're like, oh, I guarantee they're not gonna add it because blah 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 blah, whatever situation they're saying, and the bugs and the servers and all that kind of stuff. Look, I know people like to just ramble on about stuff and just say things that aren't even happening yet, but look, they saying they're gonna add real estate. I'm sure they will. They didn't even mention Ibiza. I mean, they gave us a little Easter egg and a teaser about Ibiza, but they never mentioned it before. The steering wheel animation, they didn't say they're gonna fix it until we got that preview. Let it happen and then speak about it, right? Let's say like a year from now or 2 3 years from now, and then we didn't get anything, then we can start complaining and actually, I want to say, don't hate on the game, but then you can kind of tell people, like tell them like, okay, you're not doing it. But I'm sure they will. Like I'm guarantee that they will do the things that they're saying. I'm like a lot of the things they're saying that they're looking into it. Some things they're saying they're definitely adding it, but I wouldn't be concerned about the updates. They're it looks like they're on top of things. It looks like they're actually showing a lot of attention for the community, and they want to give something like provide a game to the community that they actually want. So I wouldn't even worry about that. Another one of like the major or bigger concerns is the environment. Traffic is something that I mentioned in my honest opinions video, how I would like to see more traffic. Now it is dynamic and it does change based on time of the day and area, but I feel like there needs to be more, and that's one of the people's concerns. But pedestrians is another thing that people kind of want to see. I don't know how easy it is. I don't know if like there's any licensing or anything like that because again, I'm not a game like developer, so I don't know. But look, it would be nice to see pedestrians, and I can definitely agree on it. It just depends on which features would you like to see first, right? If pedestrians is something that everyone really wants, I guess, sure. But it's like, okay, would you rather see houses and real estate first or pedestrians? TDU 1 and 2 didn't even have pedestrians. So it's not something that's a deal breaker, I would say. I think they had pedestrians in maybe like locked areas. So I would say, if anything, behind certain fences and stuff that we can't access, you can have it. But in general, I would say from the environment, the traffic is probably going to be the most important because I know some people are concerned about the city feeling dead, but I'm sure that it's probably going to be fixed on launch. So I know we'll see tomorrow, but yeah, it's something that maybe down the line they can add in. It's not something that I'm necessarily too concerned about. I just want good gameplay and I want to see those bigger features added into the game. Now, another one of the concerns was the progression, and they already said, like, some people were just worried that it's going to be too easy. They've already said that they even doubled the prices in cars, and it's going to be a grind to get the cars and the fastest cars in the game, so I'm not worried about that. Graphics, I know a lot of people have been complaining about it, but even from the recent gameplays, you can see yourself, it's a huge improvement. And graphics are something that always over time they can keep making it better, but look, it looks good. It looks really good right now. So even though I'm saying I like gameplay over graphics, and that's more important to me, I still really actually like the fact that they upgraded the graphics in the recent updates, or the recent gameplay, I would say. But it looks amazing, guys. I can't complain about it at all. Now, one of the things that people are concerned about is the handling, which we've got recent gameplay up on it, and the throttle control, the slip curve, and all that has been improved a lot. Many YouTubers and KT themselves, we've seen some new footage from them. So again, we have to play it to see it, but it honestly, just from how it looks and comparing it side by side to the demo and the beta, it looks good, man. It just honestly looks much better. It looks more like a simcade and towards sim than it does in the arcade racing. Now, one thing I'm really happy about is the tuning. Now, as you can see on the screen here, this is taken from Alex7's video. One thing I did mention in my previous video is that I like to, change the suspension after even upgrading it in the workshop, so I can tune it and even slam my car down and physically see the car change in height. And apparently you can do that now. It's very similar to how Forza has it, I guess. So, you have the gearing, the stability, handling, and braking. So we're going to see all of that kind of stuff, and I'm really happy about it. And again, you can actually change the suspension, and it will change how the, height of the car looks rather than just the feel and all that. But yeah, this is good to see. I didn't even expect this. There's presets apparently, and then you can actually make custom, like, fine tuning and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's nice to see that we actually have this in the game. Now, there's many other concerns, like for example, customization and OEM kits. Now, that's something they did say they're looking into it. So I'm not really gonna cover that. But look, at the end of the day, these are some of the major concerns or some of the bigger things I've seen. But all I'm gonna say is this, guys. We recently got Ibiza confirmed, Clan Wars. The casino, I thought it was going to be on launch, but apparently not. But from how it sounds, is they have big plans for it. They have confirmed they're working on real estate and they're trying to innovate it to a next level. So, look, it's one thing, like, they are right. They don't want to just give houses for houses. They want to innovate the game. They want to give us more than what we had before. And I agree. With any game you make, you should always aim for better and aim to, provide more to the people that are playing the game. And guys, I wouldn't be worried at all. Let them do their thing. It seems like they're listening to the community. The hate has, started to die down a little bit. But look, I'm really excited for the game. I will be playing it tomorrow on launch. I have the gold edition, so I will be covering a video on that as well. But yeah, if there's certain things you guys want to see in the game, please let me know in the comments, and I will play it and cover it when I start playing the game tomorrow. But anyways, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.